Hey, so we're in the basement. Let me show you. There was a big crack right there, and you see I stuffed a bunch of steel wool in there. And I got this steel wool from Harbor Freight, so it wasn't very expensive. But apparently rats and stuff don't like chewing through steel wool. So I'm putting that in there to keep them from going up that hole. And I went around and did that anywhere where I found a hole. That's a good example there, but I did it other places too. Then we have bigger holes, like we had this hole, and I put landscape cloth over it because it's a little too much for steel wool. Same with this one. That's a pretty big hole there. It's a foot, 1 foot by 6 inches. It's where an old heat vent or something was, an old duct. But I've been going around the basement putting stuff like that in. So here we are. We're looking at this is the north wall, the side with the church. This wall here is concrete wall that goes all the way down to the floor. But there's a spot here that's like an old window or something. And you can see that I can't get up in there. These heat ducts block the whole path. So, but this is the point of that's a problem. It has a dirt floor in there with a bunch of crap on top of it, but it's this is how they're getting in. So a couple of things to notice here that we can look at outside the building are these two plastic tubes right here. Those are the exhaust vents for the furnace, and you can see those outside of the building. And then I don't know if you can see it. There's I wish I had a better light here. There's this pipe. It's like a train stack or something, and it comes up here and it breaks through that concrete wall right there. On the other side of that wall, you go back to normal basement. It's concrete all the way down to the floor. But this wall right here comes down and sits on the dirt. And you can see, actually, I don't think you can see it in the video. Yeah, the lighting's really bad, but there's a crack. It's like right here is in front of my finger. There's a crack right there, which you can see that outside the building too. So that's another reference point. Okay, so here we are outside, and this crawl space goes from here to here, and then it goes all the way down to it goes. This is where the crack is that I was pointing out. That's the end basically of the crawl space. This is where the furnace vent is, and when we're inside you can see where those kind of run through the crawl space right there. But anyway, I wanted to show you this. So back over here, here's one of the holes. This appeared just today. We haven't seen a hole in about a week, but look at how close that is to the foundation. It's pretty close. It's only let's see, what is that? Yeah, it's only about 3 feet, less than 3 feet from there to the house. And then look at what we have going on under here. This is the wall, comes down, there's a little lip right here, and then that's dirt right there. This is just sitting on the dirt. There's nothing underneath it. And then the floor of the crawl space on the other side of this wall is also dirt. So this is how they're getting in, I think, is they're tunneling right here. They're coming down. They probably have a little den here. And somewhere in this wall here, they're just going straight into the crawl space. So my plan is to dig a trench here and then put some landscape cloth in there, that wire stuff, and then fill it back up with gravel because they don't like to dig through gravel, and I'll make kind of a gravel wall here so they won't go through it. Inspector's here. He's really confused by this dirt pile. Anyway, the digging is going well. The Mighty Mite is doing a great job. Little short-handed shovel's doing a great job. I just added another foot to the hole. It's now 3 feet deep. I'm going to line it with hardware cloth. I also trenched this out all the way down. I'm going to line this here. It's trenched with some weed blocking fabric, and then a layer of the hardware cloth, and then a layer of gravel. And I got a little metal rim that I'm going to put right along the edge right here, and then it's going to bend right here and go over to the house, and this will just look like one big gravel piece, and the metal rim is going to keep it from rolling out into the grass, hopefully. So that's where we're at today. The inspector's still here. It's the day before the rock delivery. This is what we've got. We've got the big hole. We've got the landscape cloth, and the stuff underneath it is to keep the weeds from growing up. It goes all the way down. This cardboard's just here temporarily because I got a metal edging that I realized I can't put here at the moment because there's nothing for it to be hammered into. So my thought is, when the rock goes in here, it's going to push the cardboard up against here, and then I'll put the edging in, and then I'll fill it up to the top, because this is lower than the grass. The top of the cardboard is lower than the grass. That's what we're looking at. Some of it's a little deeper. This is about 10 inches deep here, which is deeper than it needs to be. This here is about 8 inches deep. And over there it gets a little, over here it gets a little shallower because the crawl space actually ends right there. So this is just a couple of inches. And yeah, that's where we're at tonight. Pea gravel tomorrow. Here we are. It's finished. I haven't put the downspout back on yet, but it's sitting right there. It's gravel. It's higher up on the house. I don't know if you can see that. Slope down. It's got a little metal ridge in there and hold it all in place. Here it is. Rodent defense. Dun, 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 dun. And the inspector approves.